Right, well I'm continuing on with the body work on this restoration and making some slow progress. You might recall on an earlier video that I was trying to fix up a left-hand door, shrinking the aluminium skin and what have you, and it was starting to get to me a little bit, so I haven't given up on it, but what I've done is secured another door. It's got a really good aluminium skin on it, but like most of these things, it does require a bit of work, and that work mainly entails the inside frame. So what I've done is I've cut the bottom part of that out as I did on another door, but all up inside the rest of it's quite good. The little reinforcing rails there are all nice and straight. A little bit of corrosion down there in the front corner, but we'll fix that up okay. And I've got to sandblast all that today and get that in a bit of primer. But having said that, I built everything to suit the other door, and are these things different? There's no way known that you could just pull one door off and put another door on, that's for sure. So what I had to do in one area, on the previous door, I had to build that edge up on the front fender to close the gap up. Well, on this one I've had to grind that away again, and I've got to take a little bit more out just here. Other than that, the gap's not too bad. I can pull that front fender back a little bit, and the back gap I'm going to have to put a little bit of filler down that edge just to close it up, probably about 1/2 mil or so, just so we can get that gap lined up nicely. And down in this bottom corner there, that radius is a little bit different, so I might do the same there. But they're quite different, these doors. Some of them had the hinges bent really badly to make them fit, and this door and the other door I got with it both had quite a significant bend in that bottom hinge. Yeah, the case in point being that left one there is quite straight, and this one you can see the big bend in it, and that's to get the door to go forward on the pillar, and I guess that's all due to the positioning of that internal frame on the door when they built it. So yeah, so I'm working on that, and I'm going to try and get that sandblasted today. And I've made up the bits to weld in the bottom. Yeah, there's the bit folded up to fit along the bottom section. Just got to roll that up a little bit for that back section there. We'll do that in a minute. So it'll have all nice new metal in there. I did do that for the other door on the that I'm using on the right hand side, and it worked out really well. Get rid of all that old rusty rubbish. Yeah, well, that's the remains of what came out of it. As you can see, it's quite tragic, and but not a difficult job to put a new piece in. So we'll get underway with that later on, and we'll show you what we end up with, and hopefully I'll be able to turn it into something really good. Right, well, while fitting this door up, this door gap down here actually ran off and got very close to the door there. I don't know, the other one seemed to fit okay. So what I've done is I've, from where it started to run off, which was about that position, I've put a cut down through there and moved that bit of a lip back to give it a better gap, and also down through the arc. It was a little bit tight, so I thought I might as well do that while I was at it. So that's going to fit up a lot better. You can see there how far that's moved back from that point there. So I'll get the oxy out and weld that up. It's going to feel a lot better. But these doors, they're never the same. But you can get a bit of an idea there now of how good the gap is or going to be. So I'll get onto that and try and get that worked out. Right, well, I got most of that tacked in there now, and I must say that door gap looks so much better. It needs to come back a little bit off the front hinge, just a tad, with a little shim in the front hinge, but you can see there now that door gap right around through under the bottom there looks pretty good. I decided to use the MIG on this so I didn't disperse too much heat through the work I've already done, and I'll grind them off and they should come up okay. I'll shine a little bit of light through it to see if there's any pinholes and tidy up the last little bit if need be. But yeah, much happier with that, and the whole thing just sits in place a lot better. Okay, well, I'll grind that off and show you what we end up with. Right, well, there it is ground off. Probably an hour, hour and a half, couple of hours maybe. But I'd rather spend a couple of hours fixing it than a lifetime looking at it. So there it is. So that door's going to fit up quite well now. And on to the next job.